Welcome in, Spooks. Today's video is just going to be a nice and easy reading vlog where... What is that on the screen? What was I saying? Yeah, a nice easy reading vlog where I read whatever I like. I'm just going to take it easy because the other month was okay, now? I guess I'm reading Day of Fallen Night. as a book. I was looking right at it. Classic. Okay, let's talk Day of Fallen Night. So I am now, well, Goodreads said 59% of the way through. This looks a lot more than that. I was going to say this looks like 60%. Okay, great start. And I'm ready to talk my thoughts and feelings with you. These tabs are how much I need to read each day if I'm going to finish this by the end of the month. It doesn't look too bad, actually. I mean, look at those little gaps. I think it works out as maybe, excuse me, could you focus? 5 chapters a day? Not terrible. Also, let me explain. I know I have this side of the room decorated. This side isn't. Usually, if you see in the background of my videos, I have my massive light thing, but I've moved that into the spare room because I don't really use it that much anymore because we're in summer and the daylight is nice. So now I just have this big blank space and I'll write your name if you want me to, and I don't know what to do with it. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I feel like putting things on the wall would just be too much when I've already got this side here. Unsure, but it's behind the door as well. So there's not really any space for shelves. Otherwise, extra shelves would be beneficial. Anyway, I'm done explaining myself. Let me tell you about Day of Fallen Night, please. I am over halfway through, as I said. I've just got to a part where there has been a plot twist that I did not see coming and was very well done. I am not the most expressive of people, but I was reading this by myself and it literally made me out loud go, what? Wait, what? That does not happen ever. If a book can make me laugh, cry, or exclaim in any way, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm not an exclaimer. Where am I going with this? Anyway, I'm not going to do any spoilers, by the way. I feel like I will put that in the title, so you will already know that, but I will preface this little update by saying I'm not going to say any spoilers. So I'll be very careful with what I say, but I will say that the plot twist ties things together in a very interesting way. And yeah, as I said, just very unexpected, and I'm very impressed with the craft of that. So hard without spoilers. The only... I might be batshit crazy to even say this, let alone contemplate doing it, but reading this has made me want to reread The Priory of the Orange Tree. Is it a Priory or the Priory? Where is it? Where is it? Wait, is it on this side? Oh, I read it so long ago. The Priory of the Orange Tree, not a Priory. The Priory of the Orange Tree. It has made me want to reread that because I feel like I would see things in a different light having this knowledge. That feels obvious to say for a prequel, and I don't like a prequel. I really don't ever seem to like a prequel, but I am reading this one as though it is a complete separate story, which I guess it is, but it feels just then like a little reminiscent of something maybe you experienced or read before. So it's quite nice. It's like almost familiar whilst being a completely new story. And I know that's probably a really obvious thing to say about a prequel, but I like it. I am enjoying it. It did take, I would say, almost 40% to get into the good stuff. I mean, it had drama and it had intrigue, but I wasn't invested in the characters really until about 40% of the way through. And that doesn't sound too bad, but then you remember this is an 850-page book. So I'm not giving you the maths, but I would say by about page 300, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of invested to see where this goes. That's a lot of pages to read when you're not that invested in the characters. Just saying. But I am now invested and things are now heating up. You can tell that we're on the brink of something big and it's very exciting. It's very exciting and I'm excited to pick it up every time. Whereas the first 300 pages just felt a little bit like a slog. I don't know if that's unreasonable. I don't know. I just wasn't excited to pick it up. I think I was still like in the depths of world building and I was like, I don't understand what's happening or who this is or why I'm being told about them. But now I'm like, I see what you did there, Sam Shan. And whilst we're on the subject of Sam Shan, their writing style, stunning. Stunning. I will read you some quotes. I do have a tabbing system. It is color coordinated. There's just 3 colors. Are you going to focus or not? Cool. And I even, yeah, there's 3 colors. I even have a key at the start as to what 3 colors mean, and I still got it wrong. I don't know how you can be given 3 colors and still fuck it up, but I do. So I've been tabbing things that I think will be important at a later date. So I obviously won't read those for you because I'll be able to clarify or the opposite of clarify. Nullify? Wait. If people see me online when I'm on my lunch break, I don't want to be hounded. Define, nullify. Invalidate. Yeah, I guess so. Opposite of, what did I say? Clarify. No. Confirm. Deny. What? Deny. I'm unsure on what word I'm looking for. But anyway, so I won't read my predictions out because I don't want to give any spoilers, but there were lots of beautiful sentences that I have highlighted because they were just lovely, and I will try to read a couple without giving spoilers. I will blank out names in case that gives any indication of what happens in this book. When two of the handmaidens passed her new lodgings, smiling at her apparent misfortune, Name smiled back without bitterness, for she knew that love papered the floor of her room. Yup. This one isn't a spoiler, so I can say names. Sabran had not grieved for her grandmother, and she doubted she would mourn her parents for too long. Still, she imagined the loss of a loved one would hurt like an arrowhead lodged in the body. Life would grow and twine around it, but it would remain always hurting. If you've ever had the unfortunate experience of losing a loved one, that is so apt. I'll just read a couple more, so you get the gist if you weren't already tempted and you're put off by the size. Hopefully some of these quotes will inspire you to read it because it is very, very beautiful. That one's another grief one. I'd rather have a more beautiful one. Dawn had broken like a cup of molten gold, limning tufts of cloud while leaving all the land in shadow. You could have just said the sun rose, but they went for it. This one is not written beautifully necessarily, but this is a really obvious thing to say about fantasy books, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay? I am relatively new to fantasy, but the way they talk about food is beautiful. It's so beautiful. It makes me hungry every time I read it. And there's always such like intricate details. I can't think of an example, but I read, what was I reading? Was it Voyage of the Damned? Maybe it was Voyage of the Damned. And the intricate detail on their snacks. Perfect. Anyway, this one just says, she brought slices of fresh bread and nettle cheese, a goblet of mulled wine and braised pheasant legs, weltered in a spiced red sauce. Damn. Damn! Damn, damn, damn. I will leave you on this one because it was very profound and powerful and hurt my feelings a little bit. I won't include names, but for context, we're talking about birthing a child or getting pregnant. Okay. I need the Virtues Council to stop looking at me as a womb, a jar created to be filled. They will not let me fight alongside the people until I yield the fruit. Get pregnant. If I needed to clarify. It must be done, else I will not be free. I will not be able to choose my own fate. Can you imagine what that's like? To be seen only for the life you could make, not for the life you already possess. I'm not going to say any more because that is the perfect place to leave it. And we have reached the epilogue. I have now finished A Day of Fallen Night and can tell you I rated it 4 stars. Now I did also rate the Priory of the Orange Tree 4 stars, but I think that was possibly kind of generous because Day of Fallen Night was definitely better. It would probably push the Priory down to a 3.5, and I'm excited to read the one in between, the prequel, the sequel, the sequel, the prequel, I don't know what you want to call it. And the main thing I want to say is that there was no POV where I was bored. High praise for a fantasy. 4 stars. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in a video very, very soon. Bye!